these fleets, because on the surface, it didn't strike me collecting GPS and maybe a few other data points would become a big data problem for unless done at a national level. And I thought waste works a little more locally or regionally. But maybe you can expand upon that. The data size.
Oh no, no, absolutely not. Waste management is a $14 billion company.
Largest hauler.
Largest hauler in the
largest
world.
Hauler.
No, I didn't mean to say it was small. I just meant to say the data collection and the resulting analysis was local. That's what I meant to say.
Well, no, just think about it, right? I'll just sort of put this in perspective in terms of big data. So if you have 20,000 trucks and they drive 10 hours on the average a day, and you do a GPS thing every 10 seconds, do the math. Over the course of the year, it's trillions of points of data. When you look at the fact that Waste Management has 22 million customers and an average customer is being serviced, 1.5 times a week, that's about 2 billion transactions a year. So I couldn't tell you how many petabytes of data. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many petabytes of data we had. I wasn't quite at that level, but it's a lot of data.
Okay, and then in terms of actual analytics you were doing, let's kind of maybe explore upon that, right? So I'm not talking about specific algorithms, but the types of problem statements. And then again, some of this has to be stylized. Of course, you can't share some of the capability they built, but some hypothetical examples that would give beyond the two that you mentioned that I completely understand, where you would be using this large data set collected to do maybe more historical analysis or, I was wondering what other sources of value beyond the ongoing data, what to do for future, that you require a store that would go back a year or 2 years and continue to analyze data from it. Are there other use cases for the historical data sets?
Well, I would say there are more use cases than one has the capability to work on, right? I mean, the demand is greater than the kinds of things you can do this type of analysis on. As you can imagine, for very large companies, and you guys also are a very large company, you could use, big data and machine learning and just more sophisticated analysis more than just reporting for anything from, customer acquisition, customer retention, safety, maintenance, routing, prospecting, pricing, you name it, right? If you have the skill set of the people and who can do the work, more importantly, perhaps you have the skill set of people who can envision what can be done with this information. It can be very, very powerful.
I completely agree, but what I've been told, and Puneet, my last stint was in financial, the space you're going, right?
Yeah.
So when financial industry sees a penny, they jump. But when I've seen waste industry, I've been told time and again that it moves very slowly.
True.
So I'm curious to see, despite the potential, where you saw the most uptake and where there were use cases, but they didn't really make enough financial sense to move the business folks into action.
So I guess a couple of areas. So one is, it's public knowledge, right, that all waste companies have a lot of focus on pricing, right? You get a customer and then you have annual price increases, right? Every cable companies do that, right? Our fees keep changing, our bill keeps going up, etc., right? So that's one area where you could do a lot of analytics to figure out, who are the customers that would be most, suitable for price